Hello again, everyone. It's Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo for State of the Game, a Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous production. I've been mixing up how I wanted to start this show in my head because I really think that State of the Game is going to become about Star Citizen, and that is it, like I've been saying. So I have been playing other games, and I have been putting up videos about them from time to time. War Thunder, the brand new World of Warships. And I'm going to continue to do that. But like I said in the past, there was an outcry of people saying, keep this about Star Citizen. And I'm going to do that. And if I have another, a little bit of something to talk about outside of Star Citizen, I'll do it in my other videos. So there's a lot that's been going on. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is going to be version 1.1. You're seeing something here from that and how the patch went. And of course it's version 1.1.1, but the redundancy of the numbers is hard to remember, and that's something that we might talk about. And I want to go into something beforehand about me and about some things that have been said about me, both in Facebook and in the threads of the different videos I put up and personal messages I've received. And really, I know, and I try not to feed the trolls, but I find it very hard to believe that in a world that's changing as fast as it is now, that if you're going to be playing a game that's set in 2449, I guess it is, or 2945, whatever the date is in the game, that you would be a little bit more open-minded on people's, on diversity in people. For years, or for centuries, for eons, there's been discrimination against people of all different types, whether they be Jewish or they be black or they be gay or, in my case, transgender. And I don't want this show to become about that. I want the show to be about the game and only about the game. But I've been getting an increasing amount of negative comments, whether they be in the show's comment section or PMs here or to people that watch the show. And one thing I'm going to ask you to do is just understand one thing. I'm not about pushing any agenda about who I am or about the life that I led or what I've done. That I could do somewhere else. And I've had a channel that I talked about, where I have talked about my journey and how I've transitioned over the last, 5 or 6 years. And that's not anything that I want coming here. If you guys do have an issue with me, I want you to ask yourself, how does what I am hurt you? It should not. It shouldn't at all. But I'm not going to push you to accept me. I'm just going to push out wonderful Star Citizen content. And if you have something negative to say about me, find your content somewhere else. I'm here about the game. I'm here about promoting the wonderful work that the employees of Cloud Imperium Games do, and about the wonderful times that we have inside of Star Citizen. And I am trying not to make this an agenda about me being transgender, but some people are trying to make it that way. And one thing I want to just make perfectly clear is that I'm just a person every day of my life. I live in a world where I work in the public eye, and I've had many people that had feelings of that fear, negativity, disgust towards me, and over the years of getting to know me, have loosened up quite a bit on them, and I've actually made friends with a lot of people that were disgusted by me in the past. So just understand, I'm a human being like you are, and I'm here for one reason, and that's to promote the game, and to promote our experiences in the game. And that's all I'll say about that, ever. And if you do want to continue to post hate speech in my show notes, in my comment section, please do read the terms of service that Google has put out on the YouTube, on using YouTube, because it can get you in a lot of trouble. Hate speech is something that is governed by certain laws in this country, in the United States. Outside of that, let's get on to the good news. Let's get on to the fun stuff. So Star Citizen has had a patch in the last few weeks, and it was really touch and go there for a while. Version 1.1.1 was released to the test server. We were having issues on it, and then it was released over on the live server, where the issues became so unbearable you couldn't even get into a match unless you kept on clicking on the button over and over and over again. The wonderful people at Cloud Imperium Games worked hard day and night over the weekends to get it repaired. And right now we're about at the 75 or 80% mark where its issues are almost all gone. There's still some crashes at the client. There's still some crashes back to desktop. There's still some long loading times or kickbacks to the lobby. But they're becoming more and more rare instead of the frequent pieces that they had before. So other parts of the game have been upgraded. We've had improved flight models, balancing of certain weapons like the Sledge 2, and we've also had a brand new ship brought into the game with the Gladiator, and I talked about that a little bit in episode 70 of Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. So they're continuing to create new content. They're continuing to bring us new pieces of the game to play, and that's something that I'm very excited about. In fact, there's even something here that was hidden from my view and other people found and took me to see. So while you're watching this, you're going to see what's probably going to be a location where you start to zone in from now on. I believe it's going to be a asteroid hangar just sitting out here in the middle of the nether. I'm actually playing with one of my organization mates here, Captain Gloom, who's going to lead me to this hidden away gem, this wonderful place that Cloud Imperium Games has left with no lighting and no gravity and no use right now, but you could actually go to and fly around or get out of your ship by ejecting and then going into it and kind of using your spaceship to maneuver around and see what's in it. I've been very impressed that CIG has been putting things like this together, and it's starting to give me a little bit more confidence in the game itself. So here it is. That is the asteroid hangar. It doesn't have any kind of a working doorway on it yet, and obviously you can see the 3 different airlocks on it to help you from or stop you from spacing or venting the atmosphere inside of here. So let's get inside here and let's see if we can set down. I think the first time that I do this, another member in our organization, Onion, comes by and lands on top of me and kills me. I think that's what just happened. We'll find out that in just a second. So the game is progressing. Lots of things are changing and lots of things are coming up. One of the most impressive things for me is that even though we're in alpha, they took the time out of development of other pieces to put together a tutorial for the game and how to fly the game, how to use your systems. Something that you would expect to be in the Squadron 42 campaign, the first few missions, actually teaching you how to fly the ship and use it. But they're actually putting it into the hangar module or arena commander module, so you can actually start learning how to fly your ship the correct way. Now, most of us have been flying the ships around for some time now and have figured out how to fly and how to shoot. But they're actually going to get into how to use your shields and how to use your power management, how to use your weapons, how to reduce your signature to hide from people. And I think that's quite impressive that they've taken the time out to do that. So over the last couple of weeks, we've had, like I said, a lot of changes to the game, a lot of additions to the game. So has it changed the fun? Well, I'd tell you this. The 3 or 4 modes that I play most, which are going to be Battle Royale, the racing, and the cooperative Vandal Swarm, are getting a little old to me, though I still have a boatload of fun inside of Cooperative Vandal Swarm because I'm always flying with my organization mates. I'm looking for something new. And that new thing is going to be coming shortly also, and that's going to be Pirate Swarm, where we're actually fighting against ships that are UEE variants instead of the Vandal variants. So we'll be flying up against things like, hopefully, Freelancers and Constellations, but in the beginning, it's probably going to be Hornets and Gladiuses and Gladiators and Avengers and Auroras and Mustangs and so on and so on. That's going to breathe new life into the game while we wait for the inevitable release of Squadron 42 at the end of the year. And I'm very excited about this piece, and it's something that Darian Vorlich talked about on my interview with him. Second piece, of course, that's coming into play is going to be that wonderful piece that's coming out very shortly, which is Star Marine. Now, I'm not a huge fan of first-person shooters. I don't dislike them, I'm just not a fan. And I don't know if it's that I'm sick and tired of the ones where you constantly respawn and go out, run into the middle of the action, try to get a couple of kills, die, and start all over again. I've always been a fan of the games that were more like the original Rainbow Six, where tactics, cover, and concealment was more important than the number of kills that you got, than your kill versus death ratio, right? And if you were good, your kill versus death ratio was always going to be higher, right? Your kills versus death were always going to be higher. And I'm kind of excited that this game is bringing back that you die, you're dead type of a game. You can see my squadron mates in here, my organization mates, using their lights, since there's no light on the beta, to scan around this asteroid hangar to give us an idea of what's in it. It's not the same hangar as the one that we already have. It uses the same parts, but it has a different layout. So the first-person shooter module is something that I'm looking forward to also. And although it's going to start off slow, which I don't believe is true, you're going to have the battle arena, and I'm sure you're going to have some kind of a fight inside of here, inside of the asteroid hangar here. There's quite a number of doors and hallways in it that lead you to believe this may be one of the places that you can actually battle each other. Nonetheless, I have to say this. I'm sure that many of you that are playing games like Call of Duty and Battlefield are going to be a little bit less excited about a game like that than I am, especially in a game that has permadeath. Kind of unsure if that's going to last the test of time, because permadeath means that that character that you worked on so hard dies, and although you don't lose the experience, the money, the equipment that you've gained, it does mean that you're creating a new character, a new story, a new episode of your actions inside of the Star Citizen universe. And that piece, I'm wondering if it's actually going to be as fun as Chris wants it to be. Remember, he wants the game to be realistic, but he also wants people to enjoy it. And if they did the same thing in a game like World of Warcraft or Star Wars The Old Republic, would people play knowing that their character was potentially going to die if it died, and that you had to create a new character, although your experience and your stuff didn't go away? I wonder if they'd still like it. I played characters for quite a long time, and I kind of fall for them. Not fall in love, but fall for their stories. Like knowing that I killed that boss, or knowing that I was able to finish that quest, and being able to gain titles and notoriety. Though in this world, Chris doesn't want it to be that one person lives forever. Maybe it's something that he can make a little bit less drastic if you fail. Alright, so because first-person shooter module is coming, you're also going to have something like this. This is my Mustang Beta, or Beta, as they say in the British Isles. I'm taking a look at my friends that are flying overhead, but what I'm trying to do is get them to land and see how many people we could fit in the Mustang Beta, kind of like the clown car. What we find very quickly is that although you can get into the back seat of many of the different ships, the minute you have more than 2 players in any ship, they just go into this pose mode. So I'm wondering when things like that are going to be corrected, and they actually start letting us interact a little bit more in the game before the social module comes out. So I've talked about it a little bit today. I'm telling you about where I think the game is and what things I think are wonderful about them. I think it's time to start closing out the show. So that first subject I talked about me, about my personal life, I want to keep that to this show only. I don't want it to blow up and to become a big thing. Maybe I should have said nothing. But it's gotten to the point where there's been enough said, and people are starting to send personal messages back and forth to different people that I needed to say something. I'm just, I'm here. I'm not going to battle back against you. Say what you want. I'm not here to change your opinion or change your attitude. And I don't believe that anyone's belief system can be forcibly changed. It happens over time. And that's exactly what people have found with me, people, friends that I've made over the course of the last 5 years. I'm a human being, I'm a person. Get to know me, you'll like me. It doesn't matter what I am, it doesn't matter what I've done. I am who I am, and I will grow on you, I promise. The second part of it, which is my feelings on version 1.1, well, I told you a little bit about it. I'm very impressed with where they're going with the game, with the time that they're taking to make it better, the time that they're taking to make things more fun. And, although it's all about ships right now and how many ships you could have, over the next few months that's changing with the FPS and the social module, where you can actually start interacting. And with the social module, the first opportunity for us to have some kind of character model generator. So we could start looking all different than the wonderful human being that they've modeled here inside of the current Arena Commander module. All right, folks, sorry to talk your ear off today. They're just my thoughts. If anyone has any questions, I don't care what they're about, just post them below or send them to starcitizenaa@gmail.com. And remember, this week we also have a Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous, episode 71, and another episode of Ben's Day with Ben. If you have questions for Ben, please put them in the Ben's Day, last Ben's Day video comment section, or go to the Ben's Day thread in the fan sites on the RSI forum. And the last piece is, once we hit 2,500 subscribers, which I hope we do in the next week, we're going to have a contest. I'm thinking about we start picking the wardrobe for the show when I do SCA shows. And I'm asking for a little bit of help on what you'd like to see as a wardrobe for me, more newsy or more steampunky or more sci-fi, whichever it might be. All right, folks, with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon. I used to be able to lift this little table up. It won't lift up.
You have to sit, then it lifts up.
I think you should do musical beta. Run around, and when the music stops, everybody goes inside.
I'm in the beta, but I can't move.
Yeah.
My camera's locked.
Yeah, I've got the same problem. Someone climbed up under me and now I'm jammed between them and the ceiling.
Yeah, I can't move at all.
Yeah, you got a T pose on my screen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I got somebody holding their arms out, somebody underneath trying to climb up, and somebody hunched over in the doorway trying to come over.
Yeah. What are you doing,
I'm one of them.
Can you move?
I can move back and forth, but that's about it.
Because on my screen, you've opened up the storage locker and you're hunched over.
And you're eating a ham sandwich.
But I can't move at all.
None of the use keys work for me.
Yeah.
Nothing's working for me. I'm totally stuck.
Yeah, I'm jammed in. I can move around, but not very far.
I can't even move.
That's because I've got some...